here today with my friend Belgin Aksoy from Turkey. Now, Belgin and I met, I think it was 2015, I think, in Mexico City, wasn't it, Belgin?
Oh, was it in Mexico City? Okay.
Yes. Yeah, well, that was my first Global Wellness Summit. And I
Oh, all
remember
right.
you, but I remember you more specifically from Kitzbühel in Austria. We were sitting next to each other and we were chatting a little bit. And then all
Yeah.
of a sudden you got this award. What was that award?
It was the Leading Woman in Wellness Award by
Wow.
Global Wellness Summit.
Yeah, amazing, huh?
That
And
was such a surprise. Such a surprise. I had no idea. They're so good at keeping it as a secret. And I was about to leave the room actually because I had a flight to catch and I was actually not feeling well at all. But I just wanted to, and the car was waiting outside with luggages. We had to go. My colleague was like, telling me like, wait to go, wait. I'm like, just wait. I just want to know who's gonna get the award. I'm very curious. That was like the only reason I was there with like a bellyache. I had some fever, and I was like, and when it was Sammy
yeah,
who was giving the award, he was the sponsor for the Leading Woman in Wellness Award, and Gina was on stage, and she was saying, "The woman with the 1 day can change your whole life" slogan. I'm like, that's my slogan. How can they do that? Like it's such a big mistake. They're confusing this with someone else. That's the slogan of, that's how much I was not expecting it. I was like so sure they were making a mistake using
wow,
the wellness day slogan for someone else. And then when they said, where is the woman with the pink paddle? Remember? I
yeah,
was like, I'm here. No, I
wow,
was shocked. I was shocked. Yeah.
wow. It was very well deserved because I got very interested in your work after that.
Thank you.
And Global Wellness Day is such a significant day on the calendar now. And it's so funny, it's this year it's falling on my sister's birthday.
Oh,
And
okay.
yeah,
It's so many people's birthday on Global Wednesday this year. I'm hearing so much to
yeah.
celebrate. Oh, nice.
Yes, I'm
So
not sure
great.
what happens 9 months before early June, but it must be
I
something.
know. Too much aphrodisiac.
Could be, could be. So tell me, what was your inspiration? How did the idea for Global Wellness Day come to you?
Well, John, in 2004, I faced significant health challenges that prompted me to make profound changes in my life. And through this journey, I discovered the vital equilibrium between health and happiness,
Mm.
or I like to call it joy. And witnessing the transformative impact of these changes ignited a passion within me to take action. And this journey began with a simple yet profound question, which is, while living well is the common dream, why don't we have a globally dedicated day to living well?
Right.
Because when I was searching on the internet when Global Wellness Day is celebrated, I couldn't find it. There was no day celebrated, and I was shocked because it's a common dream for everyone. So with
Yeah.
this question driving me, I just embarked on the mission to establish Global Wellness Day and extend its influence worldwide. And we are 120 Global Wellness Day ambassadors today, working in more than 170 countries on voluntary basis, because Global Wellness is 100% not for profit. I would like to underline that. All the celebrations of Global Wellness Day are 100% free of charge. We don't sell anything with Global Wellness Day logo on it. We don't do any discounts because it's Global Wellness Day. So it's not a commercial day. And that's actually the reason why it's a candidate to be on the official calendar of the United Nations soon, hopefully.
Wow.
And so, yeah, it's when that happens, it will, signify a milestone where our collective commitment to well-being becomes a legacy celebrated by generations to come, and that's going to be that will mark a personal triumph for me when that happens.
Yeah, wow. That's
You're
amazing
definitely gonna
because
hear about it. You're definitely gonna hear about it.
yeah, you bet. Well, because it makes my mind sort of wander to, for example, in Australia, in Melbourne, where I live, on that day, for certain, there'll be a big football game at the Melbourne Cricket Ground,
Mm.
you know,
Oh.
and I took my partner Lassen to the Melbourne Cricket Ground a few weeks ago, and she was stunned
Hmm.
that we were
Hmm.
there on a Friday evening, and there was nearly 90,000 people in the stadium watching a game of football. And
Hmm.
it would be so easy for the AFL to put up on the screen during the game that it's Global Wellness Day. So I
Oh,
make a
yeah.
commitment to
That would
you
be
that I'm going to
amazing.
work on
Maybe
them.
you can make it come true.
Yeah.
That would be wonderful.
Well, why
Wonderful.
not? It'd be
Yeah.
so easy for them to do that, and we should take advantage of the level of virtue signaling they're involved in at the moment.
Mhm. Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, if you do that, yeah, you would make many people very, very happy. All our ambassadors would be very happy.
Well,
Yeah.
we'll see what we can do. It's it's an interesting time. It's an interesting possibility, So tell me, what were you doing professionally in your life at that time?
I have been in the hotel industry since 1995.
Uh-huh.
Long time.
Yeah. 30 years next year.
I know. Yes, I decided to be in the hotel industry even before my family got into this industry because my dad was in the textile industry actually when I
Uh-huh.
was a kid, and but I knew when I was 12 or 13 years old that I wanted to work in a hotel, and I was just saying, like the PR department. That's all I wanted to do because of TV show, and that is called Generations. I
Uh-huh.
don't know if you ever came
No, I
across
don't
to.
know it.
It's an American TV show, and there was this girl called Sam, and she was the PR manager of the hotel, and I was just, I adored her life. She
Wow.
was going to work, but for her, work was, the whole world was coming to her. So she was meeting all these people from all around the world, and she was actually like organizing all these wonderful things for her. Like everybody was asking, it's our anniversary, it's my wife's birthday, can you fix this for us, find this for us? And it was always like these happy things every day, different people. And one day was different than the next day. And I was like, well, this is what I want. This is what I wanted to do.
Wow.
So, yeah. And then I suppose my wish got, like kind of coincided with what happened in Turkey, uh, the kind of like the crisis with the Arabic countries, Gulf War, and all that. So, and then my dad stopped the textile business and he got into the hotel business
Wow.
because the government was giving, what do you say, advantages, to
Yeah.
the investor.
Like incentives. Yeah.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
So I was like, wow. There's actually this interview on the internet it's in Turkish. The headline is she wanted a hotel, and so her father bought it for her. Which, and every time I see that, I laugh because I'm like, okay, I know my dad loves me, but he doesn't love me that much. So,
Wow.
um, what it was just I was too lucky, I think. All these years I've done what I loved. It's a family business, obviously. We have 4 hotels in Turkey. Everybody thinks all I do is Global Wellness Day, but Global Wellness Day is my social responsibility project. It's my baby, but I am, yeah, to answer your question. I
Wow.
was in the industry back then. I am in the hotel industry still.
Right. And so, I mean, that was a courageous move by your dad.
Yes, yes, it
Yeah.
was. He's a courageous man. I think I'm quite a lot like my dad.
Wow. I'd love to
Mhm.
meet him one day.
Yeah, you would. I think you would really get along.
Well, I have a podcast. It's all about healthy masculinity.
Mm.
And, and the way I define healthy masculinity is having a strong and robust moral compass and then having the courage to live by it.
Mm.
And I guess your dad would have a really cool story. So if his English is good enough, I'd like to interview him one day.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, his English
Yeah,
is quite good. All self-learned, but yeah, I think he can tell his story. I can be next to him if he needs
yeah,
help.
yeah. Well,
However good my English is, but yeah.
so what do you think Global Wellness Day needs now to sort of take it to that next level where it really sort of entrenches in the global psyche?
Well, so soon we're going to be 8 billion people, and it
Wow.
needs to be everybody around the world needs to know about Global Wellness Day. So that's my aim. I don't know if that's ever going to happen. That's probably impossible, but I like to put my objective quite high,
Hmm.
um, because we were already like about 1 billion people that knows about Global Wellness Day. So that's already quite a lot. And that's my purpose. And to do that, we need to spread the message as much as possible. Like, genius ideas like the one that you just gave. There should be more of that. Obviously stadiums with a lot of people for the football is a wonderful way to spread Global Wellness Day. First of all, it's sports. And even though, many people who go to watch football or cricket or those kind of sports, it's usually with a beer. It's it's not really the most healthiest viewers, I would say. Probably like people that are watching tennis are not necessarily having a beer in their hands. I don't know why with football it's more of like just drinking and this men's thing and sometimes fights, and it's an interesting sport actually,
Yeah.
but it is also a wonderful point to spread Global Wednesday. But we can be more in schools. That's another project that I have to spread Global Wednesday more in schools and hospitals. We are supported by many associations and foundations around the world, which is great. And in some countries, it's supported by the presidents of the countries or the kings and the queens, which makes our life a lot easier, because then it doesn't take anything for Global Wednesday
Yeah.
to spread in the country. Many municipalities celebrate Global Wednesday. So the more events that we have in parks that are open to the public, when thousands of people can come and enjoy a day of wellness, the whole day, which it has happened in the past in many countries, even in train stations, in all these interesting places it has been celebrated. So, and now I am going after all these iconic buildings around the world. So
Okay.
that's another project that I have. Hopefully next year we can have New York Empire State, turning to Magenta for Global Wellness Day.
Wow.
And maybe this year we're working on it. Burj Khalifa might turn Magenta in Dubai. So, these kind of work that we're after for
Wow.
spreading Global Wellness Day. I mean, the sky is the limit of like, when you want to spread it to many people, there are like millions of things you can do. And yeah, we try to be as creative as possible. And obviously, we don't work only on Global Wellness Day. It's a full year job, actually.
Yeah.
We never stop. When I say we, I mean the Global Wednesday family, all these ambassadors and key supporters.
Yeah.
We keep on working and trying to spread the message as much as possible.
And you need more ambassadors?
Well, we do. There are, we have 120. The world is big. So we need definitely, there are countries that we don't have ambassadors yet.
Yeah, right.
So,
So if there's anybody who's watching this interview, how do they
mhm.
go about contacting you to put their
They
hand up?
can they can send an email to info@globalwellnessday.org or
Hmm.
RG, and they can apply to be a Global Wellness Day ambassador. We ask them to send a CV and to send a little paragraph of how they would spread Global Wellness Day in their country if they were the ambassador.
Wow.
So then, yeah, we do the evaluation, and then we send them the duty statement, and they sign for 2 years, and they are the ambassador for that country.
Wow, that's pretty cool. So anybody out there who is intrigued by this and would like to be a global
And they
wellness,
don't have to be from the wellness industry. They can
no,
be, any industry.
yeah, it could be somebody who's
Teachers
working
even.
in a corporation who's got a passion for
Exactly.
wellness. Yeah,
Mhm.
and you've
So,
got
every year we have different themes. Maybe I should mention about that. Last year the theme was dancing. This year the theme is nature.
wow.
So we called it hashtag Magenta Nature. So magenta actually, is this color for
Mm-hmm.
people who don't know, because the name magenta obviously is a Pantone name, and it's usually used by agencies, and it would be in the daily life called more like a fuchsia,
Mm-hmm.
but we call it magenta. We don't call it pink, because
Mm-hmm.
it is not pink, because pink, it's breast cancer color.
Yep.
So magenta is the color of Global Wellness Day. So we called this year's hashtag Magenta Nature. Even though we thought about repeating the dancing theme because it was liked by so many across the globe. But then nature was definitely asking for help. It's just horrible what we're doing to Mother Nature, and the answer that it's giving to us. It's obvious with all the disasters, unfortunately, that we see. Is, lately what's happening in Brazil. It's quite sad. So we have to learn to protect it, and also we have to learn to live in nature, to be in nature, and
Yeah.
how much of a medicine it is to us for everything, for our body, for our bodies physically and spiritually and mentally. The moment that you're in the forest, after 10 minutes, you're not the same person. I'm
No,
not.
and it's
Definitely.
you'll remember from Deepak Chopra's talk
Mhm.
in Mexico City, talking about
Yeah,
how when you're out in nature, that wonderful microbiome exchange that goes on,
exactly.
like
Yes.
it's incredible. And and I've been doing a lot of speaking for a long time about getting rid of some of those terrible agricultural chemicals that we're using. We're just destroying the soil year after year after year after year. And so many of the environmental problems that we've got could be healed if we just stop doing that, and
Yeah.
I'm right with you on that. And magenta is a beautiful color.
Mhm.
It's a great color. So it would go down very well in Grafton in New South Wales in Australia, where they have the Jacaranda Festival every year.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. I didn't know
yeah,
that.
it's
Mhm.
amazing jacaranda trees everywhere. Yeah,
Oh,
that's
nice.
amazing. Oh, that's cool. And so you've obviously got ambassadors in the US
In the US, yes. In the
and
US, yeah, obviously more than one, maybe 15.
yeah, and in Australia.
In Australia, at the moment, we don't. We used to have. So we do, like I said, 2-year duty statement agreements. And at the moment, we don't have. So
Well, you never
there's
know what we
definitely
might be able.
vacancy.
We'll see what we can do with that one for you. Oh, that's really cool. Well,
Yes.
thanks so much. I mean, it's
Thank
so
you.
cool to hear the story behind it and the intention behind it. It's so powerful and so beautiful. And
Yeah.
and like you, I want to see it up there in lights every year and have everybody stop and pause for a moment and consider their own well-being and the
Exactly. Yeah.
well-being of the people around them.
Yeah. And we don't need to wait until we lose our health in order to appreciate its, value.
Yeah,
So we can actually, protect it while we have it.
yeah.
And that we can do actually with the 7-step manifesto. Maybe I should mention about that. The 7-step manifesto.
Oh, great.
Global Wellness Day. This is for anyone, any day of the year, but especially on Global Wellness Day. We encourage people to start taking these 7 steps into their lives, continue for 1 year, and then the next year on Global Wellness Day, they can celebrate their own Global Wellness Day, like individual Global Wellness Day. So it's walk for an hour,
Mm-hmm.
drink more water, don't use plastic bottles, eat healthy, do a good deed, have a family dinner with your loved ones, and sleep at 10, which is usually the most difficult one, especially for countries like Spain, that they go to dinner at 9. And so these steps obviously could have been, a lot longer. We kept it very simple, but the magic behind Global Wellness Day's success is actually because we kept everything simple.
Yeah.
Because nobody wants anything complicated. Because there's already complication about eating, about breathing, about sleeping. There are books, there are apps. Everybody's confused.
Yeah.
But actually, we do know, like deep inside, we know what to eat. We know what not to eat. We know how to sleep. We know how to drink water. I don't think we need to, check like filtered water, not filtered water, how many liters of water. So we're like, just eat healthy. Just drink more water. I don't care how many liters you drink, just drink more, because we all have that one more sip that we can actually drink. And what we've seen is that in 1 year, if you continue these 7 steps, it's amazing. It's like you take 777 steps into your life, because it's like the chain reaction of these 7 good habits. You become a completely different person. And in that 1 year, you've definitely affected other people as well, because people see the change in you. You start eating healthy, you start losing weight, you start to like yourself better in front of the mirror, then you're like with more self-confidence, and you have better relationship with your spouse, or you're like more successful at work, and you're a better mother probably to your child, because you feel good with yourself. All these little things that you drink, more water, and you're automatically drinking less tea or coffee or carbonated drinks. So there's only one don't in those 7, like don't use plastic bottles, but the rest is like do. And when you do all those 6, you're going to be doing so many other things, and you're going to be not doing so many, negative things that you do. So it doesn't matter how old you are, where you come from, what your financial resources are. Anybody can do these 7 steps. We say walk for an hour. No, it doesn't matter where you walk. You don't have to walk in this, I don't know, expensive fitness center on this supersonic fitness equipment. Just, make sure that within 24 hours, you walked for an hour.
Pretty
Because,
simple.
there are so many people that die in the world because they don't move.
Yeah.
The statistics are really, unbelievable. Like dying because you're not moving.
Yeah.
And then you get into this wrong cycle of like, the more you don't move, the more you cannot move, and all these diseases start. And we're not made to sit. In fact, I should stand up, and I've been sitting too much.
Well, it's funny, isn't it? It's like I use the analogy of when you're shooting at a target with a rifle, and the target's a long way away. If you're 1 millimeter out in your sight, you could be 10 or 50 meters out by the time the bullet reaches the target. So, just tiny little changes can have a huge impact. And those 7 things, they're small things, but over time have a huge impact. So I really like it. It's very smart.
I like this example. I might use it, John.
Well, you can. But don't get any gun sponsorship, okay?
No, we're not doing that.
Oh, that's really wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Belgin. It's been so good to connect with you and hear that story, because I've always wondered, and here's to taking Global Wellness Day to the next level.
Thank you very much. And June 8th, don't forget anyone.
June 8th.
One day can change your whole life, and that's the slogan.
Absolutely. Yeah. And what would be really cool at some point would be to get on a plane at midnight at the start of June the 8th and just fly east and see if we could you could almost get all the way around the world in one day,
Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah, I always want to like every year I'm like, I want to clone myself and be in all these countries that Global Wednesday celebrated. It's actually next year I'm thinking maybe I should like every year go to one country and attend the celebrations. So we'll see.
We'll see. We'll get you there.
Yes.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much. And
All right. Thank
I wish
you.
you all the
very
best
much.
for this year.
Yes, thank you. And happy Global Wednesday already. And see you in Scotland, if not
In
before.
Scotland, yes.
All right. Okay.
St. Andrews. Now, quickly, can I just get you to do a shout out to all the people in Budapest, to all the Wellington people and their clients? Just say hi and happy Global Wellness Day. Would that be okay?
Hi, Alina, and Wellington Consulting clients in Bucharest. I would like to wish you happy Global Wellness Day.
Wow.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Best I could do, sorry.
No, it's great. It's
All
awesome.
right.
Fantastic. So good to chat to you, mate. You're such an awesome human being, and I admire you greatly.
Thank you. Thank you.